Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Battle Stadium Spotlight series where I showcase a unique moveset for a Pokemon in Battle Stadium singles, and you can of course build this in your game and put it on your teams and try it out for yourself. And this is tried and true. Today we're taking a look at a Pokemon that doesn't see very much play in Battle Stadium singles. However, I think it's always been a very good Pokemon in doubles, and this is Whimsicott. So look how cute it is. It floats. Let me see if I can go down here. Oh, cool. I do float down here. Down here we all float, right? Isn't that what's in that movie? Anyways, so this is my bulky Whimsicott set that I've been using, and I will give credit where credit is due. I did not create this set. Now, if you want to take a look at the video I did, there's a video I did featuring this Whimsicott on a team that was built by a Japanese player who did really well with this team. I believe they got top 16 in the previous season, which is a really good record. And they had a Whimsicott with Aloma Mola as well as Choice Specs Chi-Yu, which is a really powerful core. And Aloma Mola and Whimsicott complement each other really, really well. However, in playing the team and testing it out, I did find that they were both really good, but I could also see myself just putting this Whimsicott set on different teams that I use because I felt like it was really strong and I liked it a lot. So let's get right to the set here. This is bulky Whimsicott. We've got, wait, actually, sorry. There's an Aloma Mola right there, so perfect. Anyways, I'm sorry for interrupting that. We've got max special. Sorry, we have max HP as well as max defense to make ourselves as tanky as possible, with a impish nature, which further boosts our defense, and a Terra Steel type because we are weak to steel. We are also weak. We are very weak to poison and weak to flying as well. And of course, by going Terra Steel, we end up resisting or becoming immune to all of those types. Importantly, we are weak to fire on the front half, and terastallizing keeps that fire type weakness, so keep that in mind. If you're up against a strong fire type, you cannot defensively terastallize to save yourself. As for the moves, we have Encore, Leech Seed, Tailwind, and Moonblast, which I found to be really good moves. Of course, we have the Prankster ability, which is Whimsicott's best ability and what makes it so good in doubles. Prankster, of course, lets you use non-attacking moves, like non-damaging moves, with priority. So if you use Encore or Tailwind or Leech Seed, you will always go first, unless the opponent uses a priority move like Bullet Punch and they are faster than you. But either way. And that's really, really strong because getting a Leech Seed on something is really, really good. There aren't really that many good grass types in this meta that are immune to Leech Seed. The most prevalent one is definitely Ogerpon, who is very prevalent, but beyond Ogerpon, there really are not. Like, grass types are almost non-existent outside of Ogerpon, so that's really good. However, also keep in mind with Prankster, I think either as of last gen or this gen, I forgot which generation, as of recently, Prankster has now been nerfed to where Prankster moves do not affect dark type Pokemon. So if you want to use like Leech Seed or Encore and the enemy is a dark type, it will not work, it will fail. So keep that in mind. Of course, there are a few prevalent dark types in the meta, notably something like Chien-Pao. Chi-Yu is rising in usage as well. Dark Urshi is pretty good, so if you see a dark type on the enemy team, be wary. However, of course, we do have Stab Moonblast, so if there is a dark type, we do have a strong, super effective move to hit them, so it's not all that bad against dark types. Also with like Chien-Pao, you could like go Terra Steel if you want, and then go for Moonblast, get off a lot of damage and stuff, so there is a lot of good counterplay, but the goal with this set, I also haven't mentioned this yet, sorry. The goal with this set is to tank hits really well, particularly physical hits, and we do have the Rocky Helmet item, which further allows us to do that, especially against Pokemon like good physical attackers, such as things like Dragonite, for example, who can't really break through us. I mean, I guess Dragonite's most common Terra type these days is Steel, or one of the most common. So keep that in mind because they do typically run Earthquake as well to complement that. But if you can make some good predictions, you can go up against almost any Pokemon. And even against Dragonite, if you can Leech Seed them first, you can usually survive a hit from them, even a super effective hit, unless they set up a Dragon Dance. And with them being leech seeded, you're just doing that residual damage, getting a lot of recovery. If you make a good prediction and terastallize at the right moment, you're also going to take less damage. So yeah, Whimsicott is a really tricky Pokemon, but it's really strong when used right. And when everything goes your way, again, it can kind of single-handedly take on teams. Like I've had games where I leech seed them and then they're kind of forced to switch, and then I leech seed whatever comes in. And then if they try to stay in and like do something like, I don't know, set up a substitute or status me or whatever, I can just encore them to lock them into that. And it's just a really annoying Pokemon. And sometimes it is very difficult to take down. And of course, if you pair it with the right Pokemon, it can really, really help your team. So it's an excellent support Pokemon, though with Rocky Helmet, Leech Seed, and Moonblast, it can also do some damage. As for Pokemon that you probably want to pair this with, Alomomola, like I said, the set that I got this from, or the set that this is based off of, is from a team where this exact set was used and created by another player with alongside Alomomola, sorry. And they complement each other extremely well. You know, they cover each other's weaknesses really well. And of course, Alomomola has Regenerator and Whimsicott has Leech Seed, so they both have a lot of forms of recovery that can just really help them stay alive throughout the battle. And then finally, you'll want to add a very strong offensive Pokemon to finish things off. Other Pokemon that are really good with this set are Pokemon that are like balanced, like well-rounded, like Pokemon that are maybe not extremely fast, but maybe they're a little tanky and they hit really hard. So like strong offensive Pokemon that are kind of bulky, they're really good with this set, because if the enemy is leech seeded, you get some recovery, which is really nice. And if you set up a Tailwind with Whimsicott, then your Pokemon can come in and basically outspeed most everything on the enemy team and get off a lot of damage that way. So pairing this with Pokemon that are like maybe not quite fast enough, but still really good, can really, really help them. You know, things like maybe Dragonite or even Ogerpon. I talked about Chi-Yu, which is really, really good with these. Even Chien-Pao is very good with these. So, I mean, in all honesty, just about any offensive Pokemon is going to benefit from the enemy being leech seeded and benefit from you setting up a Tailwind. But yeah, keep that in mind. I guess another thing you can do is plan out what you want to encore. So for example, if you encore the enemy into like Iron Head or something, and then they knock you out, you can go into something that resists Iron Head and maybe start setting up like some Dragon Dances or Quiver Dances or whatever the case. So you can take that into account and use that to your advantage. So in all honesty, almost any Pokemon pairs nicely with this set. That's how good it is. And yeah, I encourage you to try it out. So that is the bulky Whimsicott, the prankster Whimsicott. I always thought Whimsicott looked like a little gingerbread cookie. I like this Pokemon. It's really cool. I love the little personality it has here where it's just floating around. That's really, really cool, because I guess it's based off like cotton. I'm sure it's based off some kind of like fairy or mythical creature, because again, it's a fairy type and it has prankster. But either way, there is Whimsicott in Battle Stadium Singles, and I definitely recommend you use this set because it is very, very good. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. Let me know in the comments as well if there's a specific Pokemon you'd like to see me feature in this series in the future, and I would be happy to do so, because there's a lot of Pokemon, and I've long held the belief that just about anything can have success in Battle Stadium Singles if you play to its strengths. So almost anything you recommend to me, I will likely be able to find a set for it. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.